Hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, it is time for a whip and chatty rant. Duncan's here helping. What is a whip and chatty rant? You may be asking yourself. WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress, and a chatty rant is me chatting and ranting about the goings-on over the past week or so. Today, my whip is still Nightfall by Cat Fedora. This is from Munimade. I actually have been working on another kit, but I haven't had the kit up be on the channel yet. So we're going to work on this one again, and this one's getting close. But first, before we do any of that, I should probably, I'll explain my supplies, and then we're going to open this. So, Munimade kit. That's the drill container. That was not me tooting. Release paper, Bee's Crafty Corner. And I will have updated links below. I will have links for the Etsy shop and for the US customers. And I don't know for everyone else as well. She does have a shop that is not on Etsy because I don't understand the whole tariff thing. Pardon you. But yeah, so updated links in the description box. I have two ZAP Designs pens. This is a brand new one that I just got. This is a different one. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm trying to show the people the pens, Duncan. Thank you. Lovely, amazing. Love ZAP Designs. That is on Facebook. I do have my nail saving device. Not for sale yet. We'll list it when it is. And test prototype washi bottom tray from Ephemera 3D. Again, prototype, not for sale yet. Ooh, God, look at my putty and my mess on the bottom. Just ignore that. Again, links in the description box. I do have my drills in this. This is an acrylic. It's supposed to be for like nail polish. I did get this on Amazon, and I will link that below as well. And I'm using square Tic Tacs and Elizabeth Warts, a mixture of both. I will say the trash is a lot for this kit. I did run out of one color since the last video, and I did email Munimade, and they were super quick to respond, and I had the drills within less than a week. So fantastic customer service. Thank you for that. But first, I'm going to open this up. This is I guess it's PR package, if you will. This is from Reids Putty. This is the Crafty-ish Kristyn and the Mushmallow, a dark and creepy diamond painting. COLLAB putty, and also, what are the things called? The magnets. Cover binders from Resin Creations with Tami and Brandon. So this is the updated one. The one that I had before was like, kind of like the starter, like the test one, and this is the big mamma jamma that you guys will get, and I am so excited because I've seen pictures, and here I am just like holding this and pointing it at my cat. It looks amazing, and I'm so excited to open this up. And I am using Reids Putty in both my pens. This is my AB pen, so it's a little bit more worn down, and then this is fresh putty, and it's Reids Putty. So, okay, close that so you don't stab yourself, Kristyn. So fantastic. Oh, there goes Duncan. Okay, look. Okay, I am in love with the box, first of all, because, you know, pink. Oh, stay tuned, because I got a special thing that talks about pink. And look, my cat cutter is pink and black. Wow. How on brand. How on brand. Okay, close it so you don't cut yourself. Thank you. And here we go. It says thank you for your order. Love. And it does come with two little special thank you notes from me and Mush Mush, and then a duo one if you order the duo one. So, oh my gosh, sorry, the cat had his head stuck in the bag. My gosh. See, and then here is a little envelope that has some stickers, and we have some scary stickers, some cute stickers. Here is a, thank you, Duncan, a little business card. And I love I love this because it tells you how to load the putty, because if you've never used a firmer putty, it is a little bit of a learning curve. So I love that that is included in orders now. And then some cute little, what do you call it? Can't think of the words. My gosh. Cute little sign thingies. And we have a little collab flyer. There's Resin Creations with Tami and Brandon. Reids Putty. And then it also has little QR codes for me and Mushy's YouTube channels. And then there are 2 little pieces of release paper in here. I wonder which one is the Crafty-ish Kristyn paper. Duncan, let me think about it. You'd probably like this one because you're extra devious. So there is that. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's so much stuff in here. Holy moly. Okay. Okay. Focus, focus, focus. So this is the scary cover minder, if you will. And there is a business card back here and some little notages, which I'm not going to read every note because we'll be here forever. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Struggle with me. And I believe there is some glow in the dark specialness on this. Yes, can't really see it, but that does glow. I'm gonna put that back in here. And then the unicorn one. Super, 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 super more cute. Just saying. Okay, come on, struggle. Oh, well, that was not helpful. I am the worst at opening things up. And I fully know it. Okay, come. Oh my gosh. I'm so impatient today. There's that. And I did see somebody post that they felt like their cover minder was a little almost tacky, and sometimes that can happen in, you know, extreme heat because it has been hot for a lot of people. So there are things that you can do. I think, you know, like putting it out in the sun or just letting it, no, not putting it in the sun. Don't put it in the sun. Dumb. I think it just needs to kind of, you know, cool down and not be so spicy. Yeah. So we have a little bag of goodies. We have a little, what do you call it? Stress ball, a bracelet, a pink tweezers. Hello. Okay, these actually will be really helpful for loading the putty, which is probably why they're in there. Super smart, you guys. Super smart. We have washi tape, a little drink straw cover, some candy, a sticker. Oh my gosh. Okay, move. Duncan, you're moving it out of shot. You're not helping. I love the brand, like the on-brand colors of the bags as well. Yes. Duncan, that's not for you. And we have some spookier ones. We have some black tweezers. A little, what do you call it? Another little bracelet item. We have a little sticky thing. Sassy Lassie will definitely steal that from me. Yes, she will. She's got sticky fingers, that one. Okay, and then here is the putty. I'm gonna, excuse me, pardon me. Let's open up the scary one first. Okay, those are, you are making a mess of this. Let's see. Okay, so there, nope. Duncan, you're not helping. Okay. Cat, you need to. So there are some plastic little cellophane things to help keeping the putty from, you know, sticking. Although I do see mine is sticking a little. So what I would recommend is maybe using something sharp and just kind of, you know, helping it out. Going from extreme temperatures is not good for anything. So they will, you know, they'll bounce back. It's not the end of the world. And I hate to say it, but like, I don't want to use them because they're so cool. But so here's our mushes. See how they come off that so nicely? That's a nice touch. Here are mushes, little serial killer faces and masks. Love that. I'm going to put that on there just in case it gets knocked off the table by someone. And then the real star of the show. Let's be real. Come on. That's what you're all here for. Here is the adorable butterfly. Look at that. There is the same amount of putty in each one of these. So no worries that, you know, one has more than the other. It's just when you have different shapes, sometimes things look, you know, a little confusing. Kind of like when you buy something that's like in different size packages, but like things are by volume, by weight. I don't understand any of it, but thank you so much, Monica and Tami. You guys knocked this out of the park. Look at how much stuff is in here. I can't even. I will have links in the description box as well as there is a code that you can use to save yourself a little coin edge, because in this economy, every little bit that we get that helps, you know, save us some money, helps us out in the long run. So let me get readjusted and all of that. I'm probably going to flip my painting that way. Yeah, I didn't even show you. I'm so bleh today. But here we are. This is where we are. We only have I'm dropping stuff on the floor. I only have this much more. And this is the little spot that I'm going to be working in today. So probably, I would say 2 release papers. Well, here, let's see. These are a little bit smaller than my normal papers, but so, you know, probably 2 of my normal release paper sections left to go on that. So, as you can see, it is looking fantastic. It is looking fantastic. Just the trash. Oh my gosh, the trash. But as long as I have enough drills, I don't care. And I will say the one color I ran out of, that was not an overly trashy color. So I think maybe there was just, I don't know, enough didn't get put in the bag or something. So let me zoom in, recombobulate, and we will get started. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me get my first color. I am not going to do the number 1 symbol. That is the black, and I have to pay so much attention to the blacks. Yeah, those are by far the trashiest color that there is. I'm going to put a little bottle lid right there for any trash ones I see. I did just put this putty in. It's probably too full, but I just like to kind of take it in my tray and like push it down really good. And then if there's any little, you know, overhangs, I just kind of can't even see what I'm doing. Pick it off a little bit. Just cause. All right, first color is ready. Before I forget, I hope everybody is doing awesome, well, and amazing. And if you are not, I hope that it gets better for you soon, because you are awesome. Might not feel awesome, but you are. I guarantee it. Let's see. Diamond painting related things for moi. I will link a video down below from Mushy, my putty collabers. Because anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, I'm going to link a video because we are going to be doing Pink and Black 2026, which is insane to think about anything happening in 2026, or even that we are in 2025. Like, what? Still, it's hard for my brain to understand these things sometimes. But I am a simple person, so I will link a video. It's not really an informative video. I don't really want to give it away just because, you know, might ruin the surprise, but definitely go check it out and leave a comment if you are excited on the video or on this one for Pink and Black 2026. Yeah. Let's see what else. So I've been working on this kit. I've been working on Sunlit Fields from Diamond Art Studio UK. And I did, you know, obviously I kitted it up, but I'm a little behind on the videos, but that kit is going so fast. I have not really had any Trash Drills, and that's an older round kit from Diamond Art Studio UK. Very impressed. If that's what one of their old kits is like, I'm excited to try a new round kit someday. I don't think I have any new round kits. I don't think they get as many rounds as squares. I've noticed a lot of companies are going more towards the square kits, you know, probably because you can not have the image be as potentially big, and some people say that, you know, you can get more detail in a square than a round. But actually, the last pink and black we did, I did a kit that was a square, and Mushy did the same kit in a round, and they both looked amazing. So maybe some kits might look better in, you know, round or square, but sometimes I don't think it makes as big of a difference as some people think, you know, but companies get to do whatever they want. That is why I do enjoy some companies that give you the option, you know, because some people, they are comfortable with, you know, one drill shape, totally fine. And so it can be kind of discouraging when you want a bunch of kits, but like you don't want that drill shape. You know, some people are square drills only. Some people are round drills only. And, you know, some people are like, I don't care as long as I love the image. You know, just I want them all. Collect them like Pokemon. So, anyways. So I did kit that up. And I've worked on that. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to finish that kit super fast because it is going so fast. I work on a section and then I make it a little bigger and then I make it a little bigger. And before I know it, I was like, I finished a row. And yeah. So I gotta slow my roll. I also got my 2 Ever After kits in the mail. I don't know what FedEx was doing with my package. I think they were like, I don't know, having a party or something. But that finally came. My gosh. That was, you know, and I'm impatient, so waiting 5 minutes for something is like, oh my gosh, come on. But that was, that felt like forever. So I got those. And then, of course, I immediately wanted to kit one of them up because the Sunlit Fields was going so fast that I was worried. You know, I was worried I wouldn't have a round drill kit if I finished that one. So I did kit that one up, and so those videos will be coming maybe next week. We will see. I got my new pen. Now the Duncan's not crowding. And obviously the putty. And I mentioned the Bees Crafty Corner with the new website. And, you know, I'm not going to even try to put it into coherent words. I think on her Facebook group, it kind of explains some of it. But from what I gather, I think a lot of people don't fully know what's going on, which has got to be so frustrating for businesses, you know, because you kind of depend on shipping to, you know, make your money. So, yeah. So I'm excited I did check out the new website. It looks super good. Super good. It does not seem confusing, or sometimes, you know, how like companies might have a font that for some reason, some fonts, my brain cannot understand them. So nothing was, you know, weird colored or weird fonts or anything. It still looked like good and, you know, creative and all that. It just wasn't, it wasn't like too much going on is what I'm trying to say. I'm probably saying it horribly, but that's okay. That's what I do. So that's it for diamond paintings that I can think of at the moment. Okay, Rokari their website is opening back up, and some of you have been waiting for some of the pink and black kits that came out in, you know, January. There is a tab on the website. It is called Resurrections, and she has brought back some paintings that, you know, were limited time only. And if you go on the website and it says sold out, that means the website is just not open for orders. It does not mean that they are actually sold out because they don't print things until the order is placed. I know that's kind of confusing. So people always go, oh no, everything's sold out. It's not sold out. If it says sold out, that means the website is just not open for orders yet. And the best place to find information about them is their Facebook page. And I think even the website does go over how they operate. Again, I don't want to try to put it into words because I do not need to be spreading any misinformation. But if you are a subscriber of Mushy, she does have a discount code. So that is in her video description boxes as well. It is not my code, so I'm not going to say it. So there's a resurrection tab where a lot of the pink and black images, oh my gosh, I am making a mess of this. Wow. Kits are, and there's also I think it's called cutesy vomit paintings. I don't know why. Where there might be some less scary ones. That's my preferred shopping section. You know, because sometimes some of us just don't want the super scary ones, you know? I will say quality is amazing. Renderings always come out very, oh my gosh, seriously. Get it together. Ugh. Renderings always come out very clear and crisp. So I have not had a finish from Rokari that I have been disappointed in yet, and hopefully ever. The only thing about the Momoa vampire one was he looked a little too scary for me, but you know, that's a me problem. That's not a rendering problem. So yeah. So we just got back from driving practice. I had not really done the driving practice in a month after the disastrous almost going in the ditch incident. Skills have definitely improved since my last outing. Yay. It's very interesting to me, and maybe people who don't have teenagers learning to drive just don't, think about it. I have so much more patience for people's cars who say new driver, student driver, etc. Now that I have to drive with somebody who's learning. Yeah. We went yesterday, and that was uneventful, which is amazing. We always want the driving practice to be uneventful. Like a few things you need to work on, but for the most part, no panic moments, let's say. Today, a little different. Nothing he did wrong, by the way, which, thank goodness. I made him take me to the post office so I could get my package, and we went onto it's a busy road, I will say. Well, I didn't really realize they were doing a bunch of construction, which is fine. You got to learn how to drive in a construction zone, that's part of driving. I didn't realize they were constructing roundabouts, though. And if I would have been driving, I would have been confused where they actually wanted my car to go on the road. There were lots of cones, lots of stuff. It was very confusing. And, his first thing was like, oh my gosh, where do I go? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, follow the, follow the cones on your side, of the driver's side, okay? Just like, stay in the narrow thing, because the car that had been in front of us was way in front of us. They were going too fast in the construction zone. My kid was not speeding. Thank you. And so he was like, okay. And you know, because I'm a backseat driver, I was watching the rearview mirror and the side mirror, and it was a car, and they were following very close behind him, like super, super close. And, you know, I don't know how it is in any other states, but in Washington, when you're a student driver, you have to, by law, have a little sticker or magnetic thing on the back of your car that says, you know, student driver something. So we have like 3 on the back of the car because I figured, you know, 1 is okay, 2 is better. Let's have 3. So there's like a student driver, skills in progress, student driver, you know, back off, I'm anxious, you know, those kinds of things. And this dude, I think it was a guy. It looked like a guy. The windows were kind of tinted. He was not staying back. And so I'm watching him kind of, you know, just keeping an eye on it. You know, teenagers maneuvering through the roundabout. He did amazing. So good for his first time in a roundabout construction zone. And then there was a little bit of space, you know, in between that and then they're building a second roundabout. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? On a road where you go 50 something miles an hour, you're building roundabouts? Okay. I obviously was not on the planning committee. And he's going through the roundabout. He's like, well, he wasn't into the next one, I shouldn't say. And, you know, it's still 25 miles an hour. And homeboy behind us was just up on his back bumper. And he goes, why is that guy tailgating me? What am I doing wrong? I said, you are not doing anything wrong. You are following the rules. You're doing everything you need to do. That's on them. And so then the second roundabout had again, it was really confusing. There was a flagger, kind of up ahead, and it was really hard to understand, is that person, if they flip their sign, is that angled at us or is that angled at other people? And so I did point out the flagger and I said, okay, just that person has a flag. You know, I don't know if they're going to turn it. And she turned it and it said stop. And I said, okay, so just stop just in case, you know, because construction fines double, or traffic fines double in a construction zone. So, you know, don't need to be raising our car insurance more than it probably will get raised. And the truck, the car behind us basically was like, I mean, just on his back bumper. And he's like, why is he doing that? I'm stopped. I'm like, just don't pay no attention to the person behind you. You know, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And so she turned the flag and, you know, we kept going, and car behind us was still tailgating. And I felt bad because, you know, poor teenager, he's learning how to drive. And so he's going slow through the roundabout because, number one, the curb is weird. There's cones everywhere. I mean, it was confusing. And then you have this car basically on your back bumper. And so I saw that the road was going to go into 2 lanes. And I said, just heads up, that person's going to pass you. They're going to go, you know, they're going to go around you. And so, of course, the second the car could go around us, it did. And he goes, can I flip him off? And I'm like, no. I know that that's what we want to do, but in this day and age, you don't know if people are unhinged. So, you know, do it, do it down low or do it in your mind. But, you know, it's not good. But I did take a picture of the person's car while they were in front of us and their license plate number. Just because I was like, well, you know, just in case. And, yeah, they went around him instantaneously, which I was like, fine, good, whatever, you know. And then they slam on their brakes and turn into a parking lot. And I'm like, you had to get in front of us because of that? Really? Come on. So, otherwise, car driving was, you know, uneventful. We went to the grocery store, got a few groceries, got home. I was feeling a little spicy, you know. And so I went on to one of the neighborhood pages. And I did post anonymously, and I posted the picture of the car, And you couldn't see the license plate number in the picture, one of the pictures I took. So I want to be like, doxing anyone or anything. But I did say, hey, thank you so much to this Jeep. Took my teenager out driving and didn't realize they were constructing roundabouts. He'd never been in a situation like that and was a little freaked out. And thank goodness this person was right behind us, tailgating the entire time. Thank you for that. I said it was a good, something along the lines of, it was a great teaching moment to my kid that no matter what you're doing, even if you're learning a new skill, someone is going to be impatient and they are not going to care and they are not going to be courteous. And I said, I don't know. I actually don't know if my post is going to get approved or not. Then I said, hope you got to your destination a few seconds faster and hope you didn't have spicy diarrhea in your car. Yeah. It might not get approved. I don't know. We'll see. But, again, maybe. Oh, and I think I did say something also about, sometimes it's easy to forget that when people are learning a new skill, they might need a little grace and, not tailgating, but hey, whatever. Some people are far more important than the rest of us. And so we should just all drive our cars into the ditch to get out of their way because, they have places to go. I don't know. But so now I'm like, I'm done going out in public for the day. That was excitement enough for me. Thank you. I feel like I did something wrong on that little section, but it's okay. It's all dark blue. It is all dark blue. I don't know if there was something in the water this week or, oops, don't put your hand in the glue. That's not smart. I swear it was a 2-hour span of every single person or place or thing that I had an appointment with all changed times on me within 2 hours. I had something coming to the house that was at a certain time that got pushed back to later. I had an appointment that got pushed back to later. And then the next day I had an appointment for my mom that got moved earlier. It's like, why do I make appointments? Why even make appointments when there's no guarantee it's actually going to happen at the time that you schedule it for? I mean, isn't that what we do when we make an appointment? We try to make an appointment that fits our schedule, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I just realized those were not looking good. Okay, you guys go there. Thank you. Yeah. So my mom had the one I almost screwed up on. Oh my gosh. She had an appointment because, we've been having this whole struggle with this osteoporosis medication thing. And the insurance would rather pay for her to go to the hospital. And they said, to get this medication basically, infused into your body instead of giving you something you can do at home, which I feel like that would cost more. But again, I don't know. I don't make the rules. So I made the appointment and was kind of annoyed because they said, the people who don't need the longer infusions usually get pushed back to the afternoon, which makes sense. If it's not going to be a 5-hour thing, you can go in the afternoon and not worry about it going to 8 p.m. Grateful that she's not there for something that takes longer and for, a more serious reason. Well, they called me the day before and they said, hey, yeah, we need to move your appointment time. And my first thought was, oh my gosh, they're moving it later. Like, it's already at 2:30. I don't want to be down by the hospital any later than that. And they said, can you come at 10? And I said, what? I thought, I thought we were, on the late appointment schedule, but they had room. And I said, yes, please. Oh my gosh. So I'm writing it down and I screwed up because I wrote down 10:30 because the appointment was at 2:30 and you have to be there 15 minutes early to check in, blah, blah, blah. And I had said to the lady on the phone, okay, so we have to be there at 9:45. And she said, yeah. But for some reason, I still wrote 10:30 down. So here I am, morning of, drinking my coffee, spilling on myself, you know, blah, blah, blah. And something just told me to check the online, you know, the My Chart thing. Why are these not sticking? There's barely any glue right there. Wow. Oh my gosh, what the heck? That's not good. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Something told me to check the My Chart. And I opened it up because I wasn't really sure which building of the hospital I was parking. Why are these not? There is glue. Okay, single placing it is. Let's try this again. The heck? They're not curved. There is not glue right here. Kind of, but I may have to redo that right there. That's interesting. Anyways, I checked the My Chart and it said 10 a.m. and I looked at the clock and it was 9:15. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, you know, yelling at my mom, we gotta go. And she's like, what? And I'm like, it's 9:15. You know, and it takes a good 25 minutes to get there. Yeah, I was not doing, I'm going to leave these for later. I'm going to deal with that later. No. So, threw her in the car, got her travel wheelchair in the car, because I was thinking I had all this time. No, I did not. Luckily, we made it in time. There was not really any traffic or anything. And in a shocking turn of events, there's like a sky bridge near the parking garage, and the sky bridge had parking next to it, and pretty much we just went into the building over the sky bridge, and the check-in area was right there, which I guess it kind of makes sense now that I think about it, because if it is an infusion, you know, center, some people may not be able to travel a long distance to get to their infusion and whatnot. So that makes sense now that I really think about it. And so we got checked in. They had to take her blood to check her calcium and I think protein, something else. Maybe it was D3. I can't remember. So they checked that, and she said it's going to be about 30 minutes to, you know, get the results back. I'm like, okay, fine. So we're sitting there. There's no Wi-Fi, and I refuse to connect to the hospital, you know, Wi-Fi. No, thank you. And so it comes back. They're like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm thinking, okay, now we have another hour because they're going to have to get her an IV. They're going to have to get this thing, you know, dripping into her arm, etc., etc. But she didn't have an IV. And I was kind of like, okay, I was like, you have the right patient, right? You know, like, and she's like, yeah. And, you know, she says my mom's name, birth date. And I'm like, okay. It's not an infusion. It's like a flu shot. It's not, I was thinking, you know, whole setup with the machine and dripping. No, it was like a 3-second thing. She put gloves on, she sterilized the area, poke, done. I looked at the nurse and I said, so this was like a 2-minute thing and that's all? And she's like, yep. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm glad that it's not going to take a long time, but I was like, this can't be done in a doctor's office. I really have to go to the freaking hospital to do this? She's like, I don't understand why they do it like that. And I said, and so it has to be done every month. And I said, okay, but next time, you know, it's just, we just come, you poke her. And she said, no, you have to do the blood work every time. I'm like, oh, jeez. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. I was like, all that for literally, I mean, it was like going and getting a flu shot. But it didn't make her feel sick or anything, which is good. But yeah, I had a laugh. I had a nice little laugh. I was like, wow. I thought it was going to be so much more elaborate, and it was not. It was just, here you go. Okay, you're done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But so at least that's done. And I just have to figure out somebody to get my kids from school. If I have to make these appointments for 2:30 normally, that does not kind with the schedule. Unless they call me the day before and tell me, hey, would you like to come in earlier? But, you know, when you're a planner and you have to plan, you know, because you're the responsible person and you have to, you know, pick people up and do that, last minute changes aren't always helpful. Luckily, I was able to accommodate these last minute changes that I just had, but when it comes to making sure, you know, people are getting picked up and dropped off and all that, it's a whole nother level of responsibility. But yeah, it's fine. I'll just deal with it. Just roll with the punches. I had to deal with some car loan stuff because I wanted to get the payments set up, you know, for, you know, car and all that jazz. So I got this call saying that the loan place needed our insurance information. And I had given the insurance company the loan information, but I was like, okay. So this recorded message, you know, says, you know, please have a paper ready to write down, you know, your instructions. And I'm like, okay. So I got my paper, got my pen, made sure it worked. And I'm listening, and it says, you know, there's 3 options. You can go to the website, which I did try before, and the screen kept not refreshing or showing any actual information. So I couldn't do that. Of course, that's their preferred method, which I would also like to not talk to somebody on the phone. But so they're listing the website, and the recorded voice is talking kind of in a normal tone, if you will. And then it switches to reading the website name. And it was so weird. I wish I would have been able to record it, but it was really slow, which is good if you're trying to write something down. But it almost sounded like the person was trying to take a dump, because it's like W. I was like, whoa. I just started laughing as I was listening to it, because I'm like, it literally sounds like this recorded voice lady is trying to take a dump while she's reading a website, okay? Didn't get that one because, again, website didn't work. So the next option is faxing. I'm not doing that because I'd have to go somewhere to fax. So no thank you. And the last option was, you know, to call them. And I was like, okay, well, there we go. And while the website reading of the address was super slow, and the fax one was like a normal speed, it's like somebody was taking speed or something, because as soon as she started saying the phone number, 1-866, blah, 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 and I was like, what? I can't write that down. And then, but wait, there's more. Then they go, and your unique identification number to give them when you call is, I was like, crap. Crabby crap. And then, so luckily there was an option where you can push to hear these instructions again, press 1. I'm like, yes, press 1. Okay. So I press 1. Try not to giggle when the website's being read. Okay, I'm prepared. I have it on speakerphone. My pen is ready. And I got the phone number, but I didn't get the unique identification number. I was like, well, I tried. So I called the number, and the person was really nice that I talked to. Thank goodness. And I said, yeah, I tried. I tried to get the unique identification number, but it was so fast. It was so fast. I couldn't do it. She goes, you're not the only person who said that. Don't worry about it. And I said, also, your website person sounds like they're trying to drop a deuce. She's like, you are the first person to say that. I'm like, well, I was like, I have to be honest. I'm sorry. That's just what I do. So she helped me out, thank goodness. Then she forwarded me to the place I needed to be forwarded to set up my automatic payments. That was fantastic. Love it when, you know, you try to get assistance and you actually get assistance. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, so I kind of got two things finished, which, you know, I'll take being productive any day, because there are times when I feel like I don't get anything done. I'm going to do this one. This is an AB. You can't see the oh, that's because it's zooming over there. Well, I'm going to do an AB. This is 5200, and I will use my pen with the much worn down putty in it. Had a few like really good cleaning days. I think it was last week actually. I had to throw something away in the garbage can. I think it was Sunday, and I was like, how is there no garbage in this garbage can? Like, is my husband taking it outside and secretly burning it without me knowing? Because how is there no garbage? There was so little garbage, I should say. I mean, there was some, and I was like, well. And I've been meaning to go in my mom's area. She lives in kind of like a basement apartment, if you're new. It's like a mother-in-law suite, basically. And she has her own kitchen. It's been a while since I've gone through her cabinets with her. And there was a mouse incident. And, you know, we live on 5 acres. And there's farm all around us. So it happens. And so I was like, the garbage is empty. You know, so maybe we need to go through your cupboards and stuff. And so we went through her cupboards. We got 3 bags of, you know, not 3 bags of expired food, but, you know, 3 bags of stuff that just needed to go. And, man, I was like, this is amazing. You know, I felt so rejuvenated, you know. It's amazing sometimes picking up and, you know, cleaning, tidying, reorganizing will just kind of, I don't know, boost your spirits. And, you know, I was trying to reorganize some of her food in a way that made more sense, because, you know, when your cupboards get full or something, you just shove things in any old place and you think, I'll do it later, and then you don't. That's kind of what had been happening. And so I kind of grouped, you know, all similar snacks together, all, you know, similar foods together, went through the refrigerator, you know, changed out the things like, you know, sometimes, yeah, you get new mayonnaise, you get new mustard, you get new ketchup, and because you're just kind of like, I don't know how long those have been in the fridge, and so changed out some of that stuff. So it was a good cleaning day. And then I think the next day, after the garbage had already come, we decided to do a few more cabinets. And those were cabinets that had some stuff that had a little bit of damage to it. And, you know, sometimes there's things you can clean, some things you can't. And so there was some stuff that had to get thrown away. But since, you know, she can't really see to cook, you know, big elaborate meals, she has a lot of cooking stuff. And it's just taking up space in her cabinets where she could have things that maybe are on the counter. She could actually put them away. And so we went through a few cabinets in the kitchen, pulled out some, you know, casserole dishes and pans and pots and lids. And you know how sometimes you save, like we go to Trader Joe's a lot, and she really likes a certain kind of cookie, and my kids really like a certain kind of cookie. And, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, well, this container could be used later. There was a lot of containers that had been saved for later that, you know, later had not come. And later was probably never going to need to be used with that many containers. So we got rid of a bunch of just big, bulky stuff that's just cluttering it up. So that was good. I was like, man, and then I was like, man, I'm feeling inspired, you know, and because you can only do so much cleaning sometimes before you get that decision fatigue. So she was done. She's like, I'm done. And I'm like, okay, we'll do the rest another day. So I came upstairs to my kitchen, and I'm like, there's nothing expired in my cabinets because, you know, I'm better than everyone else. Nope, there was. I was like, how is there expired stuff when I feel like I go through it all the time, but you know, stuff gets pushed to the back, or you're like, oh, that's fine, you know, like that tea doesn't go bad, or, you know, the hot cocoa mix, whatever. It's like, well, after 2 years, you know, maybe just get some new ones. Yeah. So that was good. Then we did, oh my gosh, we did the kids' clothes. Blech. That's depressing when you find clothes that have tags on them still that don't fit them. Yeah. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, I cannot see these up here as nicely, but got, you know, got to go through socks and underwear and that kind of stuff, and it's like, yeah, these, you know, are looking a little rough, a little small. Let's get new ones. So luckily neither one of my kids really need school clothes. We did have to buy some new pants and shirts for teenager because the school dress code is changing. That was not really what I want to spend money on, but it's fine. But luckily we didn't really need to buy much of anything for besides that. Because we do tend to buy clothes throughout the year just to refresh and replenish. So that is nice. We went to Walmart and got school supplies. Did we really need school supplies? Probably not. I probably could have went through the house and found all the things that the lists were asking for. But school supplies, they're my weakness. They've always been my weakness. Something about those aisles chock full of notebooks and pens and pencils and so much possibility in those aisles. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. So did we need school supplies? Probably not. Did we get them? Oh, you bet we did. You bet we did. I thought it was interesting that Sassy Lassie is going to 5th grade. Oh my gosh, can't even with that. Her list did not call for scissors, glue, what else? It called for, I think regular markers and colored pencils. But for some reason, teenager who's going into 11th grade, okay, 11th, his school supply list was saying, hey, bring tape, you could bring a glue stick, scissors, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? You know, number one, his bag is going to be heavy enough with the textbooks and the laptop that he's required to bring to and from school. So it's not going to be high on my priority list to be packing a glue stick and some scissors. No. I'm like, what are you going to use that for? Because last year, you know, they asked for colored pencils. I think they used the colored pencils one time in one of his class, and that's it. And there was a time when he ran out of pencils because I swear he loses pencils faster than anyone else I've ever known in my entire life. And he ran out of pencils, so he just started using the colored pencils as pencils at school. He tends to not put them away, and so he just carries a pencil around all day and puts it in his coat pocket. And, you know, if you've ever had a coat pocket and you try to put something that doesn't fit in a coat pocket in, well, what happens? it falls out. So I stocked up on pencils this year. We got like, I don't know, 6 boxes. So hopefully, maybe this year is the year where we don't have to buy pencils mid-year because, you know, poor planning and not being accountable for our purchases and our items. Yeah, maybe. Poor hubby had to be the manager on duty last weekend, and he went in for his 8 hours, got home, got a frantic call from somebody who needed something, and shockingly, none of the employees wanted to come in on their Sunday at 3 p.m., or they didn't want to come back, right? Go figure. So he had to go down to work and get the most important thing that this person needed, wait for a delivery truck, and then come home again for the second time in one day. He was so tired. I felt so bad. You know, like 14 plus hour day. Like, oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, but it's like, do I get to buy myself something nice with your overtime paycheck for the weekend? He just kind of looked at me and I was like, too soon? Okay, next time. I'll ask you tomorrow. I'll tell you what I want to buy, or I'll just buy it and we'll just all act surprised when it gets delivered. Okay? Okay, great. Oh my gosh. And actually yesterday, was it yesterday? I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. While we were practicing driving, one of the reasons I was like, well, you know, you're out driving and you're practicing. And so, you know, after you do your loop, that's what we call it, the loop, you know, a few times, then, you know, we can stop at McDonald's and, you know, can get something to eat. He's like, okay. You know, and that's drive-through practice driving. It's a skill you have to be able to do. So we did that, and they have the what is it? The adult Happy Meal, the McDonald Land meal, right? I don't know if we went on the first day they had it. The lady was so confused in the drive-through, which is sad because in Washington, minimum wage is like $18. So the person who is confused at McDonald's is getting paid $18 an hour. Yeah. Anyways, she couldn't hear us because the McDonald's is off of a busy road. So we're screaming into the drive-thru, right? And she was like, oh, you know, you have to get the milkshake with the McDonald Land. He's like, I don't really want it. And I'm like, just get the stupid milkshake, you know, throw it away if it's gross. So we had to pull in one of the drive-thru waiting lines, which is good practice, right? Right? We're learning skills. And then, you know, the person comes out and they were like, and we're like, no, we don't have that. Give us our food. We start driving away and I open up the bag and they didn't put the special figurine in the bag. I was like, what? Come on. You know, I mean, he just wanted the food. He didn't care about the figurine. I was like, I want to see the figurine. You know, I'm an adult and it's like an adult toy. Not like that kind of adult toy. Ooh, geez. I'm getting myself in trouble with that one. An adult figurine. So that was kind of a bummer. But I did get 2 Happy Meals, you know, because that's about my level of food. And I figured, you know, 2 Happy Meals, it means 2 chances to get the special, the Hello Kitty Ninja Turtle toys for the Happy Meals. They gave us 2 of the same one. It's Cinema Roll dressed up as Michelangelo. I was like, what? Come on. And it's not even like they're mystery, you know. No, you can tell what one it is based on the box they put in the Happy Meal. And I was like, McDonald's, you're dropping the ball. You know, you $18 an hour people getting paid $18 an hour to work fast food in like some states. You'd be getting paid like $5. Like, come on. So that was kind of a bummer for McDonald's. But at least the soda had carbonation and the sweetener in it. That was good because one of the last times we went to McDonald's and I got like a Diet Dr. Pepper. There was no sweetness in it, and it was bitter and gross. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm sure there's other things that have happened, but I have probably been talking for long enough. So here we are. Did not get a ton done, but that's okay. Let me zoom out. Woo. And there we go. As you can see, we're looking good. We're looking good. I am happy with the rendering and how the kit is coming out. I think my only complaint is the trash. The trash is so extreme. I don't think I've ever had a kit that's had this many trash drills before. So I'm really hoping I don't run out of anything. If I do run out of black, I won't contact them because I have a lot of black. And depending on if I ran out of another color, I might not contact them again because I already did once. So fingers crossed that no confusion and no hurdles pop up for me for the rest of the kit. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys. Okay, Duncan, you're in my way. You're in my way, dude. Duncan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get banned. You're not gonna get to be on video anymore if you're gonna act like that. Can you control yourself, please? That was a mess. That was a freaking stankin' mess. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be so much editing in this video. Zoom. Oh wow, that's not a good angle. Well, got my weight. Ugh. Can't believe you. You are cute though. I'll give you a little nose boop. Boop. Oh, you guys too. Boop.